Happy Friday, everybody. So this is actually going to be a really quick little video because the Peloponnesian War, what I'm going to tell you about it is a pretty summed up version. The video after this that talks about the Peloponnesian War will give you a little bit more detail, and it's still only 6 minutes. So as far as a Friday goes, when it comes to a video lesson, not too bad. One of the things that you are going to need to do today, however, is take your formative. Okay, it's going to be in your classwork under assessments. It was posted today. It's due by 11:59 p.m. tonight. It is the Unit 2A formative assessment. It's a quiz over Athens and Sparta. Okay, so again, you'll need to get that done by 11:59 tonight. Okay, so we've been talking about Greece. We've honed in this week on Sparta and Athens, especially because they were the two kind of most successful, biggest, wealthiest city-states amongst most of the Greek city-states. Yes, you've got some other ones that are up there as well, but these two are really kind of the heavy hitters. And they don't like each other. I mean, that's typically how things go, right? If you've got kind of an equal, then, you become rivals. And the one thing that they could agree on, again, was the fact that they both hated the Persians enough to, kind of stop squabbling amongst themselves and fight the Persians together. And we talked about that yesterday in those two Persian invasion attempts. But once Xerxes is defeated and off he goes back to Persia, Athens creates and heads up the Delion League, which again, I talked about yesterday. And that's where, money is going to be funneling in from the city-states that are under that umbrella to create defensive, reinforcements, military installations, and things like that. Well, the problem is that once the threat of Persia is no longer there, the money that's coming into Athens for the Delion League starts being taken away from defense spending and funneled into the city of Athens. And so Athens, of course, reaches, incredible heights of prosperity, in large part due to their own accomplishments, don't get me wrong, but also in part to they're getting this money. And, and basically ear tagging it for things that are not defense spending. And Sparta never was a part of the Delion League. I mean, Sparta looked at the Delion League as kind of like, we don't need that. We can defend ourselves. We're just fine. We don't need to be under some protective umbrella of Athens. And once Athens starts getting bigger and bigger and more prosperous, the more Sparta's kind of like, hey, not cool. Like you're basically getting big and bad by stealing the money from this Delion League treasury, and that's not what you're supposed to be spending it on. And plus, we hate you anyway, so war. So Athens, of course, once the Peloponnesian War begins, knows there's no way we can beat the Spartan army in hand-to-hand combat. I mean, come on, it's Sparta. So their strategy was, we're going to beat them with our navy, because the Athenian navy was incredibly powerful and really the main seafaring force of the world at that time in that region. And so they come in and try to block trade routes and stuff and utilize their navy as much as they can, but they don't really take into consideration Sparta's willingness to siege the city for 25 years. And the thing about hiding behind the walls of a city is that only is going to protect you potentially for so long, especially if things start going wrong within the city. And that's what happened in Athens. Plague broke out, and then famine was a problem because trade routes were affected during the war. And, when you're importing 50 to 80% of your grain, that's going to be a bigger problem too. So long story short is Sparta wins, and they go in and sack the city of Athens. And unfortunately, ancient Greece, kind of with its prosperity and all of its greatness that we think about when we think of ancient Greece, is over. Because without Athens, the other city-states are just not going to be as successful. Athens, in a lot of ways, by the time the Peloponnesian War happens, has turned into kind of the capital city-state of ancient Greece. Now, if you don't think that that was in any way, shape, or form a title that was bestowed upon them, but I'm just talking about if it kind of helps you understand the importance of that city-state, then call it the capital in your brain. So once it falls, then again, like ancient Greece kind of falls. And this leaves them open to the invasion of Philip II of Macedon, which is who we're going to talk about next week. And that is Alexander the Great's daddy. So I want you to watch this. It's about a 6-minute video on Sparta and Athens, kind of detailing the Peloponnesian War. And again, take your formative assessment over Sparta and Athens. And that is it for today. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope y'all have an awesome weekend and be safe out there. Bye.